We're ready with my glasses, my earth globe, and we are ready to film episode 3 of Learn With Me. And this is gonna be still on electrical. Will we ever move on? Will I ever feel confident enough to move on with this trade? We don't know. Hopefully by then, lab at trade school will start again, which I highly doubt. But let's revisit some of those sites that I wanted to read the textbooks for. And then I think one of my subscribers, and who also has his own channel, has posted a couple of videos regarding electrical that could be like a lab portion maybe. So let's get started. It's kind of cold, hold on. I'm not sure if I want to revisit the engineering mindset because there was a lot of information that kind of went a little fast, and I think I picked some wrong videos. But let me just go from the top. The struggle is real. I totally understand how difficult / tricky it is to understand electrical. I'm doing an electrical apprenticeship and I'm slowly learning. Amen, brother. Marvin said, I admire your willingness to learn. It will eventually click in your head and you will get it. Just give it time. I think we should start off slow and learn the basics and master that. I agree. Then we can move to the advanced stuff. I'll build a troubleshooting board and you'll get some hands-on experience. So I'm not sure if he's made a video about that yet. So this is his December 25th video and it's 6 minutes long. And let's watch it. I have some notes. The first part where he clamped the multimeter on one of the wires, like he split the cord, the power cord, and he clipped it on just one side, one wire to read the amps. I kind of missed like at what setting is the amp reading, lower or higher, so I'm gonna rewatch that part again. But when he put the leads, which I called sensors before, the little tooth prongs, onto the actual plug, instead of plugging it into the wall, he unplugged it and he put it on each side of the little prongs. You can read the ohms, which is the resistance, and at the highest setting, like the fastest setting that the fan is blowing, it reads 120. As you decrease the speed of the fan, so the lowest setting of the fan, the resistance is highest. The ohm is highest at 147. So highest setting, ohm is 120, second lowest is 135, lowest setting of the fan is 147. So I'm guessing because Ohm's law is voltage equals amps times ohm, that with the decrease of resistance in the highest setting, the amps must increase with the highest setting and it decrease for the lowest setting because math. But we'll double check that right now. Okay, so that's from the first time. Oh, this is the formula though. Voltage equals amps times resistance. So we have his video putting the leads on the plug. We have the highest setting for the fan having, sorry, that was TD, 120 ohms. And then, but when you try to read the amps with the clamp on one wire and it's on, it's plugged in, this is what it reads. So highest setting, 120 ohms, 0.55 amps. And then it gets lower with the lower settings. And then for the ohms, the resistance gets lower with the higher settings, or higher with the lowest setting. Does that make sense? Anyway, this was really easy, or this was very helpful to understand the formula here. So very good video. Let's get to the next one. So reviewing I Am Marvin's troubleshooting board video that I watched twice. And I'm gonna look back at my notes here. So he had a diagram, and refer to the video. I'll link it in the description. But anyway, so he demonstrated how to read voltage for a light bulb, a power passing device, in this situation, a light switch, a single pole light switch. Single pole or a single throw is a switch that just cuts or makes the connection for one wire. I'm trying to explain this correctly using the correct terms. So at the light switch, when the circuit is broken, meaning the circuit is open, the load is off, the light switch is off. There's still power going to the power passing device, the light switch. That's why it reads 120 volt. When the circuit is made, meaning it's closed, and the light switch is turned on, the light bulb is on, but the circuit is closed, meaning it's passing through to the light bulb, that the voltage at the light switch is 0. And then moving forward, when you read the voltage for the light switch, so you put the lead on each side, each wire that is going into the light bulb, when the light is on, the voltage is 120. And then when the light's off, the voltage is 0. So that part makes sense. That's the simplest part. Understanding the voltage changes for the power passing device, aka the light switch, was kind of difficult to wrap my head around. But 120 volt means the circuit is open and it's broken and the load is off. So the power is at the light switch basically. 0 volts means the circuit is made or it's closed and the load is on, meaning the power is going through the power passing device into the light. That's why the voltage is not at the light switch. Is that right? Hopefully that's right. I'm going to move on to this one as the reading for today. So this one is voltage and current. Okay, so in a single one loop circuit, I'm just going to read a point in the review that I thought would be relevant and important to know. In a single one loop circuit, the amount of current at any point is the same as the amount of current at any other point, because the voltage is just pushing along this one line, or one single one loop. So wherever you read the voltage on it, it's gonna read 120 on the entire thing. And then when you break it, if a circuit containing a voltage source is broken, the full voltage of that source will appear across the points of the break. I don't really know what that means. Oh my god. So I just finished this section on, what is this called? Resistance. And I had trouble trying to explain what was going on. Hold on, it's getting really hot in here. Okay, so I was saying I was having difficulty explaining the thing that was happening in the power passing device. The break means open circuit. Open circuit means the load is off in regards to the voltage on the power passing device. Circuit is closed, circuit is made, a current is flowing through, switch is on. Anyway, let me read this section here because this totally explains the difficulty I'm having in my head and how I'm confusing the terminology. This terminology is often confusing to the new student of electronics because the words open and closed are commonly understood in the context of a door, where open is equated with free passage.
Which kind of sounds like I'm having trouble because open means like the circuit is open. It sounds like the current is free flowing. The loop is closed or the loop is happening, you know? The loop is a loop.
Let me just read the whole thing, okay? So the terminology is often confusing to the new student of electronics because the words open and close are commonly understood in the context of a door, where open is equated. Let's wait for this plane. Oh, it's a helicopter. It's a cop. Where open is equated with free passage and closed with blockage. With electrical switches, these terms have opposite meaning. Open means no flow, while closed means free passage of electric current. This paragraph is so important to me. This totally makes sense why my head is like having such a difficult time explaining what was going on. I'm really glad I read this section. So let's end the day with Yuli Flores' comment where he recommended watching the channel Electro Boom. This is what he was talking about. Electro Boom 101. So I don't know if I want to start with this because I just want to watch one video because I got to get going to my second job. So I'm gonna do this one, the second one on the playlist. So I just finished the video from Electro Boom, and I have to say it definitely took a turn that I did not expect. There were a lot of formulas and it was definitely pretty hard to follow. Yeah, that kind of went over my head a little bit. I mean, if I really took the time to really examine each variable, because like the combination of variables become one variable that we refer to today. So they get simpler and condensed as we have a better understanding of those measurements. But aside from that, it was interesting to learn about all these different key people that have led us to where we are now in electrical, and how we can understand it, as how we know what amps are, how we know watts are, how we know what the power is on the power source that is feeding our lights, you know? So that was interesting. I do want to add that it had a very interesting end, how women were discriminated back in the day. That's why there are no female inventors mentioned at all. And me being a female and watching this video and learning about electrical, I was like, oh, it kind of like brought me back. But anyway, I think this is where I will end this episode of Learn With Me number 3. No lab. I think Marvin's videos are kind of the lab portion. He did the demonstrative parts of it, so check those out. All the links will be included in the description of today's video, and I will also add the videos that I mentioned to the playlist Learn With Me, which should be public. And I will see you in my next... Oh, I also wanted to add, to stay consistent with this and so that I don't forget things I've already learned, I'm going to post a Learn With Me video every 2 weeks on a Friday. So I posted the last one on Christmas Day. So the next one is going to be, or this one is going to be posted on Friday the 8th. And then after that, we're going to skip the 15th, and the number 4 will be posted on the 22nd. That was a really long-ended explanation. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're interested in following, and I will see you in my next video.